Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I have to show you all the long border because it is looking so beautiful. Look at this beautiful, beautiful structure up here in the long border. So you can see where I am. I'm at the very front of my long border, right by my fence, right by the gate. It looks so stunning. Oh my gosh, I am so happy with it. So these boxwoods, these 4 boxwoods, I got from Roberta Walker, Roberta Walker's landscape design project. She had a project where they were getting rid of all of the beautiful plants that they had at this garden. They wanted to change everything up. And instead of them going to the dump, I rented a U-Haul truck and went and picked them all up. And I'm like in love with them. And I hope that they take to the transplant because I just think that they look so pretty. So a couple days ago, you all saw me plant this guy and this guy in the rain. And I mean, it was okay. I did it, but these guys, especially that one, it was like 100 pounds. It was so incredibly heavy. And I think I was rushing because of the rain and I didn't have good body mechanics. And I hurt myself, basically. It was what it comes to. I pulled something in my neck and Jason and I decided that we were going to have our guy Roland. He's the guy who helps us out with all the heavy stuff in the garden. And he planted the rest of these yesterday. So I didn't have to do it, which was really nice. I kind of felt I had FOMO, like I wanted to do it, but it was better that he did it and I didn't do it because, like I said, these boxwoods are like 100 pounds each. And he even said it was a hard job. So anyway, he did a great job and planted the rest of the boxwoods. And then way over there in front of the metal workshop, I had 3 pots with arborvitae in them. And the arborvitae was getting really big. It had been in there for 2 years. And I knew I needed to take the arborvitae out and replace them with smaller specimens so that they don't get root bound and really stressed. And so I took those 3 arborvitae and I had Roland plant them right here, which all goes along with the design that I made on Canva. I'll show you guys that right now. But anyway, I just think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I am so happy with the structure that I have in this garden right now. And I can't wait to add to it because it's just going to be so gorgeous. So I have a couple other plants, not a couple, I have quite a few other plants that I want to plant today. And luckily they're smaller than the boxwoods. So I feel confident that I'm going to be able to plant them myself. So here's the 3 pots that I had those big arborvitaes in, and Roland took them out and replanted them up in the garden, in the front garden in the long border. And they were just getting too big. The root balls were getting too big. The size of them was not proportional to the size of the pots. And I had always planned on taking them out and replacing them, especially because arborvitae is relatively cheap, right? But arborvitae is even cheaper, just so you guys know and can remember this and make a note for yourselves. If you go like a couple days before Christmas, like I went on Christmas Eve, literally Christmas Eve. And if you go to a big box store, they always will have sales and they won't advertise them. They just put, like my Home Depot puts a handwritten sign and says what did they say? All Christmas pineys 50% off. So basically I got these arborvitaes. They were $90 and I got them each for $45 each, like pretty good size ones, which are really pretty. So I have to go get more soil. And then I'm going to be replanting those in the pot. So they're going to look exactly the same as they did before, but I'll get another 2-3 years out of these arborvitaes in these pots and I'll be able to plant annuals around them. And then I'll find some place to put those, right? Or give them to a friend or something like that. But anyway, so for today, I have a couple more plants from my haul from Roberta Walker, and a lot of them are these beautiful Podocarpus graciliar, but these are really interesting because they have chopped these off. You can see right there, they chopped them off. This one, they chopped off. Basically what it was the house had a deck and they planted these in front of the deck, and then to be able to see out to the yard, they chopped off the Podocarpus, which is totally normal because Podocarpus you can prune literally however you want, right? But if I let them start growing, they will eventually get tall again. So what I want to do is I want to plant these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5. This one's a little iffy. You can see This one's not the happiest. I'm going to plant it anyway and see if I can revive it. But I'm going to take these 5 and let me show you where I'm going to put them. So back by my greenhouse, in addition to the boxwoods and the Podocarpus, I got this beautiful olive tree. Oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous. It is so pretty. I am absolutely in love with it. I really, really hope that it takes to the transplant. Really hope. And then I got these cherry laurels back here and I planted them the day I got them back here behind the greenhouse. But I am thinking about putting the chopped off Podocarpus over here. So you can see I have an olive tree here and I have an olive tree right there. And I have this space right here. And I'm thinking it's a small enough space that I can put the 5 Podocarpus right there. And it won't look wonky because they're short, right? And eventually I'll let them grow up and everything like that. But I think this will be really good to cover this part of the fence. I think it'll be really good. Then with the project, they have all these other Podocarpus that they're getting rid of around the pool. And I'm planning to put them all along here. Won't that look incredible, like amazing? So it's going to be a wall of Podocarpus, really beautiful. Tall ones over there, short ones over there, which isn't ideal, but in a couple years, they'll even out and I'll be able to prune them to even out. And I just think it will be absolutely incredible. I'm so excited about it. I have to take out this rose. I have a rose here and a rose here. I got to take out. I want to take out these cow lilies. I do have this limelight hydrangea right here that I think I'm just going to kind of work around. I don't know. I'll see what I need to do. But I got to do some prep work first before I get them in the ground. All right, so I started with cutting back the cow lilies right here, and then I thought, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I don't know where I want to put these, and I kind of like them here, and I'm not going to be planting the Podocarpus that close to the olive tree anyway. So I decided just to leave them. I ended up cutting back that one and half of this one, but I'm just going to leave it and hopefully it will bloom anyway this year. I don't think that one will bloom, but that's okay. So I just left those, and then I took out the 2 roses and they're over there waiting to be replanted. And then I measured for the Podocarpus. And so the Podocarpus, I'm going to plant them about 2 feet away from the fence and then 3 feet apart. So for a Podocarpus hedge, you can do anywhere from 2 to 4 feet apart from each other. And of course, 2 feet will grow into a hedge more quickly. 4 feet will take a little bit longer. I split the difference at 3 feet, and 3 feet fit in this little space perfectly. So I'm going to have a nice, beautiful hedge. So it's basically going to be like Podocarpus hedge here, break, olive tree, and then more of the Podocarpus hedge down there. And I'll do 3 feet apart for all of those. And depending on how many of the Podocarpus I actually get from Roberta Walker, I might have to purchase a couple to supplement to make it go all the way down this stretch of the fence, but I'm totally fine with that. I'm happy with whatever I get. But at least right here, I can plant the ones that were chopped in half. It's not going to look too weird. And I'm still eventually in a couple years going to get a beautiful living, green living wall fence of Podocarpus, which I just think is going to be absolutely stunning. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to dig my holes, and then I'll go grab the Podocarpus and get them planted. And surprisingly, I am actually kind of warm. The sun is beautiful today, and I'm like kind of sweating already, and it's only like 8 o'clock. I'm wrong. It's 9:36, but it's 51 degrees. Really, just a beautiful day. Okay, so since they chopped these off right here, I have to make a new leader for these plants. So like you can see this one right here, this branch is looking pretty good and it can take over probably as the new leader. I have to go to the store and I have to get more stakes for these. I didn't realize these stakes weren't going to be tall enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to strap these guys straight up like this. So hopefully they can take apical dominance and become the new leader to allow these guys to get tall again. All right, that's just temporary. Once I get a bigger stake, I'll get a stake at least that's like this tall. And so then that way I can really train them so that they can go straight up like that. All right, so all done. I think it looks really good for what it is, right? These guys, these Podocarpus were chopped off. They were meant for the dump. They were meant for the garbage. And I think that this is the perfect place for them. And it'll give them time to grow up, to kind of recover from being chopped off. And again, I don't think it was a bad thing that they chopped them off. I think that it was appropriate for the space. And that's what's really cool about Podocarpus is that you can really fit it to your space. And so this is eventually going to look fantastic once they grow. I'm going to keep them maybe like right there. I think that that will look really pretty. And once I get the other Podocarpus along here, I think it's going to look gorgeous. So it's going to take some time, but what a great gift to get these from Roberta Walker and Bill working on that project. I'm really happy. And I'm really happy to be out in the sun planting. It feels so good. And I know Monty's enjoying it too. He's a happy dog. Here's a view from the greenhouse. So as I'm walking over here, you can kind of see it's just going to be a beautiful green wall once it all grows in. And even right now, it looks really good. I did want to show you all what I found. Look at this stepping stone. Isn't that cool? This is the type of stuff that I find buried back here. It's like somebody just covered everything that was back here. They didn't pull it out. They just covered it. And we keep digging up stuff. And this is actually a really nicely shaped stepping stone. So I got to find a place for it. Maybe in between the two orange trees. I think that would be really pretty. Anyway, isn't that funny? So I hope you all enjoyed this and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.